Working the morning shift at a coffee shop is a humbling education in human behavior. You learn to read faces at 6:30 a.m., to guess moods by cup size, to move in a choreography of milk pitchers and portafilters the way some people move through a crowd like they're part of the furniture. In that flow every now and then, you meet the kind of person who thinks the world exists to flatter their ego. He was a man in his 40s, expensive watch, crisp suit, eyes that scanned like a reviewer, judging the venue. He came in twice a week and perfected the performance of indignation. When his name was called, he'd roll his eyes as if the espresso had personally insulted his ancestors. He'd sniff at the latte art and correct our foam in front of other customers. We all learned to bring our patience with the morning muffins. Then he began forgetting to pay. First time, it was a stressed call that, I can't find my card. He walked out with a cup and that was that. Next week, again. Twice a month became twice a week. I watched him leave, polite smirk intact, and the barista's bruise under the surface of forced smiles grew heavier each time. I wanted him to stop. Not because I wanted to catch him and punish him, I don't enjoy spectacle, but because I wanted dignity behind the counter. So I engineered a small trap, not cruel, just clever. On a muggy Tuesday, I made his drink like I always did. Precise shots, syrup measured to tolerance, foam swirled in a little rosette. I wrote on the cup in block letters, "Smile, you're on camera." I taped a small sign next to the register that said, in the same handwriting, "Lost phone? Call this number." That number was mine. It was a burner I'd set up for the shop's found items. When he grabbed the cup and darted out, 5 people saw him. He moved faster than grace allows. An hour later, the phone rang. He was on the line, voice sharp. "Why did you put that on my cup?" I was calm. That's a power people underestimate. Because, I said, next time it's easier for us to point to footage. Cameras are a nuisance when you want to be a nuisance. He sputtered and promised he'd pay. The next morning he came in with cash. Real cash. He apologized like a man unaccustomed to admitting he got something wrong, and left the cup on the table in a kind of awkward offering. The baristas behind me clapped lightly, but it wasn't about applause. It was about closing the loop. Word spread in little creaks and murmurs. He never came back. The guy who thought flouting rules was part of his charm had to tiptoe past dignity when someone told him, gently but thoroughly, that actions have receipts. It was petty maybe, but sometimes barista justice looks like a handwritten note, and a reminder that people see more than you think.